Hello, thank you so much for joining us again. I'm Alison McQuinney and I'm with Sue Plumtree, and we are going to do a deeper dive on like what you see in the mirror. So, Sue, what do you mean when we say we should like what we see in the mirror?
I chose it specifically because most of us, when we look in the mirror, we don't like what we see. We see a little wrinkle here, a little pimple there, another stray hair, but that is not what other people see when they look at us.
Hmm.
They see things, our qualities, the kind of qualities that make them want to hang out with us. And the important thing is about, I'm talking really about getting to like and appreciate ourselves. That's fundamentally what I'm talking about.
Of course. Okay, and can you be more specific about why it's important to like what we see in the mirror?
It is actually transformational
Hmm.
when we get to like and appreciate ourselves. For one thing, we'll stop beating ourselves up when for every little mistake. We know that we deserve to be treated with kindness and consideration. And we are comfortable telling other people to stop when they treat us poorly. The thing about not liking what we see in the mirror is really important because we judge ourselves by our appearance.
Hmm.
But um, that would be a disaster for me personally because my appearance is by no means perfect. When I stand here in front of you, I look good. But when I stand up, I have scoliosis, which means that my body is curved. And if I were to judge myself by my appearance, then um, this would be a disaster for me. I would isolate myself and feel really bad, thinking I need to hide myself from other people's gaze. Instead, people see more to me. They
Hmm.
see my qualities. They want to hang out with me. Um, and that's wonderful. And I need to know it. I need to know it because um, it brings wonderful people into my life. And it brought me Dave, who
Mm.
is my absolute wonderful husband. If he judged me by my appearance, I would still be single and not have no friends. Instead, he loves me for my qualities. And so do my friends. And so you too need to appreciate your qualities. I think we will need to stop. I,
Do continue.
I have to confess something. We had to stop the video because I lost my voice. So my voice isn't as smooth and sexy as I would like it to be. But I decided to continue because it's part of my imperfection, if you will. But as long as you understand my message, I shall continue. So, because, as I said earlier, there's more to me than my voice, my appearance. There's my qualities that attract people and they want to hang out with me. The other reason why it is really important for you to know it is because then you can make better choices. You can, uh, especially with the kind of people you want to hang out with, you choose rather than just wait to be chosen, whether you like them or not. Because that too happens sometimes, because when you don't like and appreciate yourself, then we are reluctant to be choosy. And yet, when we do, then we know we deserve the best. We know we deserve relationships that are reciprocal, for example. And when we like and appreciate ourselves, we stop being people pleasers, which we do out of insecurity. hoping that we get something back, and we rarely do. So
So, how do we get to like and appreciate ourselves then?
that is the magic, that is the key.
Secret sauce.
It started, let me tell you how it started with me.
Mm,
It started when I left my marriage to Bill that lasted 37 years. And in that time, I lived alone for 10 years. Now, the first thing is, I understood that it took courage to leave such a long marriage and to know that there wasn't anybody waiting for me, because this is what many people do. They only leave because they've already got somebody else lined up, or they go into another relationship very quickly because they're afraid of being alone, because they don't like and appreciate in themselves and the value of learning who you really are.
mm,
So, um, in that time, I had to learn to do things that Bill used to do. So, and it was a question of one step forward, two steps back, on and over again, and then one step forward, one step back until it got traction and I started seeing progress. And I would notice that. I would acknowledge to myself, I persisted, even when it was tough. I no longer let myself down, which is
mm,
something I used to do when I was still married. It was necessity that made me have to learn things, have to try out new things, have to experiment, ask for help. That was a hard one for me to learn, but I did. And that is something. Now, in your case, you don't have that necessity to learn new things, but you can do it for fun. You know, you can learn to play the guitar, you can learn a new recipe, you can learn computer skills if that's what makes you happy. All kinds of things that you can learn just for the joy, just for the fun of it. Now, there's one thing that I think it's worth saying, which is when you want to learn something new, you will have your negative inner critic coming and saying, don't bother. You're terrible with languages. You were bad in school, you'll be bad again. Trying to stop you from making a fool out of yourself or something like that. So you have to notice and challenge that voice
mm,
because now you're doing it for fun, not because you had to.
mm.
So you tell your voice trying to stop you, I'm going to try anyway, so go away and persist. And then acknowledge yourself for ignoring that voice and persisting. Because those are important skills. They're important life skills that enable you to create the kind of life and relationships you really want.
Yeah.
And to do that, you need to like and appreciate yourself because you need to know that it's worth doing that. So learning new things. But there are other ways as well. You can, uh, one is to become aware of the good things in your life and start a gratitude journal. Now, the thing about that is that most of the time we don't notice the good things. We tend to notice what goes wrong in our lives, what what we are upset or disappointed with, but not what we really cherish or should once or will once we notice. And it could be anything. Um, in my case, I am grateful when I don't have to take a painkiller for my back.
Mm,
I value that I'm not dependent on painkillers to continue doing what I love the most. I'm very grateful for my friends I'm very grateful for my work. I'm grateful that Alison invited me to be here and share my experiences. Um,
And I'm grateful you're here as well.
oh, see, I mean, it rubs off on one another. So a gratitude journal. What else? Recognize your qualities. Recognize that what it takes to solve the problems. It could be that you are creative, that you find new ways to approach things, that um, you stop beating yourself up. My God, I haven't beaten myself up for the last hour. Whoa. Just to notice and appreciate those things in you. And it is a gradual process, but one that is very powerful. That is scientifically proven that gratitude improves your sense of health and well-being and your confidence and your self-esteem. So a gratitude journal is very, very valuable.
Yeah.
Um, to recognize what it takes to do things that you find difficult, to recognize what it takes to move out of your comfort zone, because we believe it's safe and familiar, but I need to tell you it may feel familiar, but it's not safe, because staying within your comfort zone only makes you stay in a mediocre life,
Mm.
not the life that you could have if you had the courage to step out of it. Now, again, this may be more than I mentioned in the introduction, but I also want to tell you the fantastic news that on the 7th of September, I'm launching my membership community. And in that community, you will learn not only to like and appreciate yourself, but all kinds of skills. You will have training videos, you will have discussions, you will be able to bring any questions you might have. You might be able to ask us how to deal with your negative inner critic. You will meet other people that are on the same journey.
Hmm.
So this is something to look out for. If you want to know more about my new community, then you can email me, Sue at relationshipcoachandmentor.com, or you can text me using 07903 795 027. And we can have a chat and I can tell you so much more. I would love you to get in touch with me.
Well, Sue, thank you very much for a very insightful series. And do get in touch with Sue about her new program. She would be delighted to hear
Oh,
from
yes.
you, wouldn't you, Sue? So for now, it's goodbye from both of us, and thank you for watching the series.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye bye.